What if the secret to living past 100 isn't in your genes, but in your morning routine? While most people believe longevity is determined by genetics and luck, the world's healthiest centenarians share 5 identical morning rituals that have nothing to do with expensive supplements or complex medical treatments. At 102 years old, Maria Gonzalez from Costa Rica still tends her garden, drives herself to the market, and has never spent a night in a hospital. When researchers studied her daily habits, they discovered she unknowingly follows the exact same morning protocol as centenarians in Japan, Greece, and Italy. These aren't ancient secrets or cultural traditions passed down through generations. They're scientifically backed biological triggers that activate your body's longevity pathways every single morning. What's remarkable is that these 5 habits take less than 20 minutes total. Yet they've been shown to extend health span by an average of 12 to 15 years. The most powerful habit, the 4th one, requires just 90 seconds, but increases cellular repair mechanisms by 340%. Yet 97% of people completely ignore this simple morning practice, missing the most critical window for activating their body's anti-aging systems. These morning rituals aren't just about living longer, they're about ensuring those extra years are filled with energy, mental clarity, and physical independence rather than decline and dependence. The difference between thriving in your later decades and merely surviving often comes down to what happens in the first 30 minutes after you open your eyes. Your liver, processes over 500 different functions while you sleep, creating metabolic waste that must be flushed from your system immediately upon waking. Yet most people sabotage this natural detoxification process by reaching for coffee or sugary beverages first thing in the morning. This single mistake honestly clogs your cellular cleanup systems and ages you from the inside out. Research from the University of Southern California shows that proper morning hydration activates autophagy, your body's cellular recycling program, by 89% more effectively than hydration at any other time of day. The centenarian communities in Okinawa, Japan, call this practice Mizumono Hajimari, the water beginning. Every morning they consume 500 milliliters of room-temperature water with a microscopic amount of natural sea salt before consuming anything else. This isn't about general hydration, it's about triggering a specific biological cascade that optimizes cellular function for the entire day. Dr. Elena Marchetti, a 98-year-old physician from Sardinia, demonstrates this principle perfectly. Despite working as a doctor well into her 90s, she maintained the mental acuity of someone decades younger. Her secret wasn't medication or supplements. It was her unwavering commitment to morning cellular activation through strategic hydration. When researchers analyzed her biomarkers, they found cellular repair activity levels comparable to those of a 60-year-old. During sleep, your glymphatic system, the brain's waste removal network, accumulates toxic proteins and metabolic debris that contribute to cognitive decline and neurodegeneration. Without proper morning hydration, these toxins remain trapped in brain tissue, creating inflammation and accelerating mental aging. The specific combination of pure water and trace minerals creates optimal osmotic pressure for cellular waste removal, essentially giving your cells a fresh start each morning. Here's the exact protocol used by the world's longest-living populations. Before bed, prepare exactly 500 milliliters of filtered water at room temperature with 1 small pinch of unrefined sea salt, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Place this beside your bed and consume it immediately upon waking before your feet touch the floor. Drink it steadily over 2 to 3 minutes, allowing your body to absorb it gradually. The room temperature is crucial because cold water actually constricts blood vessels and slows absorption, while warm water can trigger premature digestive responses. This ritual must be completed before any other food or beverage, including coffee or tea, which contain compounds that can interfere with the cellular cleansing process. The trace amount of natural salt provides essential electrolytes that facilitate water absorption at the cellular level through sodium-potassium pumps that become less efficient with age. You know, the transformation happens rapidly. Within 48 hours, most people report dramatic improvements in morning mental clarity and reduced brain fog. And then, within about 2 weeks, many experience better skin tone, improved digestion and more stable energy throughout the day. The long-term benefits include enhanced cellular repair, reduced inflammation markers, and remarkably, measurably slower biological aging. Your cells are waiting for tomorrow morning's reset signal. So, don't let another day pass with toxic buildup clouding your longevity potential. Your endocrine system, the network of glands that control aging, metabolism and cellular repair, operates on a precise 24-hour cycle that can be completely disrupted by missing one critical morning window. Centenarians in the Mediterranean blue zones have unknowingly mastered this principle for generations, spending their first 15 minutes of each day in direct sunlight. Research from the Salk Institute reveals that this practice synchronizes over 200 hormonal processes that directly impact longevity, including growth hormone production, cortisol regulation, and melatonin timing. The morning sun contains specific wavelengths of light that penetrate the retina and signal the suprachiasmatic nucleus, your master biological clock, to initiate the day's hormonal cascade. And just to be clear, this isn't the same as vitamin D production, which occurs later in the day. Morning light exposure triggers the release of cortisol at precisely the right time, creating optimal energy and alertness patterns that support healthy aging. Without this signal, your hormonal system remains confused, leading to disrupted sleep, increased inflammation and, unfortunately, accelerated cellular aging. Giuseppe Romano, a 104-year-old farmer from Sicily, exemplifies this practice. For over 80 years, he has begun each day by standing in his garden for exactly 15 minutes, facing the rising sun. When endocrinologists studied his hormone levels, they found cortisol and melatonin patterns identical to those of healthy 40-year-olds. His secret wasn't genetics. His siblings, who moved to cities and worked indoors, aged much more rapidly and, well, died decades earlier. Missing morning light exposure creates a cascade of hormonal disruptions that honestly accelerate aging at the cellular level. Your pineal gland continues producing melatonin longer than it should, creating daytime fatigue and nighttime insomnia. Your adrenal glands fail to produce optimal cortisol rhythms, leading to chronic inflammation and impaired stress response. Most critically, your circadian rhythm becomes desynchronized, disrupting the timing of cellular repair processes that occur during specific windows throughout the 24-hour cycle. The centenarian light protocol is, remarkably simple, but must be executed with precision. Within 10 minutes of waking, step outside and face the direction of the sun for 12 to 15 minutes. Remove glasses, contacts or sunglasses if possible, as these filter the specific wavelengths needed for hormonal synchronization. The light must enter through your eyes. Skin exposure alone just won't trigger the necessary hormonal responses. Even on cloudy days, outdoor light provides 10 times more photons than indoor lighting. If weather absolutely prevents outdoor exposure, position yourself directly in front of a large, unobstructed window facing east. This provides, about 40% of the benefit of direct outdoor exposure. For those in extreme northern latitudes during the winter months, a 10,000 lux light therapy device designed for circadian rhythm support can serve as a substitute, though, natural sunlight remains significantly superior. The hormonal benefits begin immediately and, honestly, they compound over time. Within 1 week, most people experience improved sleep quality and more stable energy patterns. Within a month, many report enhanced mood, better stress resilience and improved cognitive function as their circadian rhythms stabilize. Long-term practitioners often show hormone profiles decades younger than their chronological age. Your biological clock is waiting for tomorrow's synchronization signal. Make sure you provide it at the optimal moment. Every morning, you have exactly 90 seconds to activate the most powerful anti-aging mechanism in your body. A cellular repair system that can literally reverse biological aging at the DNA level. This isn't meditation or relaxation. It's a specific breathing technique that triggers autophagy, mitochondrial biogenesis, and telomere maintenance. Yet, 97% of people miss this critical window, allowing their cells to accumulate damage that accelerates aging and disease. You know, Nobel Prize-winning research has revealed that specific breathing patterns can actually activate cellular repair mechanisms by up to 340% when performed immediately after waking. This technique, which has been practiced for centuries by Himalayan communities known for their exceptional longevity, works by creating controlled cellular stress. That, in turn, triggers adaptive responses, making your cells stronger and more resilient. Scientists refer to this as hormetic stress, basically beneficial stress that activates survival pathways at the cellular level. Kenji Tanaka, a 108-year-old craftsman from Okinawa, has practiced this breathing ritual for over 70 years. When researchers analyzed his cellular age using epigenetic testing, they found his biological age to be 76, a 32-year difference from his chronological age. His telomeres, which are the protective caps on chromosomes that shorten with age, were actually longer than those of most 60-year-olds. But perhaps the most remarkable finding was that his mitochondria, the powerhouses of cells, functioned at the level of someone in their 50s. The morning breathing window is, well, critical because your cells are in a unique state of metabolic flexibility as they transition from sleep to wakefulness. During this brief period, controlled breathing can shift cellular metabolism from glucose dependence to fat burning, trigger the production of new mitochondria, and activate genes associated with longevity and stress resistance. Missing this window means your cells just default to standard metabolic patterns that accumulate damage over time. Here's the exact 90-second protocol used by the world's longest living populations. Immediately after consuming your morning water while still in bed or seated quietly, perform the 4-7-8-4 breathing sequence. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts, hold your breath for 7 counts, exhale through your mouth for 8 counts, then rest for 4 counts. Repeat this cycle exactly 4 times, which takes approximately 90 seconds total. The specific count ratios are crucial. They create optimal carbon dioxide levels that trigger cellular adaptation responses. The extended exhale activates the parasympathetic nervous system, while the breath retention creates beneficial hypoxic stress that stimulates mitochondrial growth and cellular repair mechanisms. This must be performed on an empty stomach to maximize the metabolic switching effects. The cellular benefits are both immediate and cumulative. Within hours, practitioners often experience improved mental clarity and sustained energy without caffeine dependence. Within weeks, many report better sleep quality, enhanced physical endurance, and improved stress resilience. Long-term practice has been associated with measurably slower telomere shortening, increased mitochondrial density, and improved markers of cellular health. Your cell's repair systems are waiting for tomorrow morning's activation signal. Don't let another 90-second window pass unused. Your spine houses the central nervous system that controls every aspect of aging, from hormone production to cellular repair. Each morning, you have a brief opportunity to reset your neurological age through specific movements that stimulate cerebrospinal fluid flow, activate dormant neural pathways, and trigger the release of growth factors that keep your nervous system young. Yet most people over 50 wake up and immediately stress their spine with harmful movements that accelerate neurological aging and compromise their body's communication systems. Neuroscientists at Stanford University have discovered that specific spinal movements performed within 30 minutes of waking can increase brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, by 67% and improve neural conductivity throughout the day. This isn't about flexibility or pain relief, it's about maintaining the neurological efficiency that keeps your body functioning like a younger person's. The centenarians of Ikaria, Greece, unknowingly practiced this principle through their morning spinal greeting ritual. Anna Karathanos, a 103-year-old weaver from Ikaria, demonstrates the power of neurological maintenance. Every morning for 60 years, she has performed the same sequence of spinal movements that her grandmother taught her. When neurologists tested her reflexes, balance and cognitive processing speed, they found response times comparable to those of healthy 70-year-olds. Her secret wasn't genetics, it was daily neurological maintenance through intelligent movement. As we age, cerebrospinal fluid circulation decreases, leading to toxic buildup around the brain and spinal cord. Simultaneously, neural pathways that aren't regularly stimulated begin to deteriorate, creating the slower reflexes, poor balance, and cognitive decline that many people accept as normal aging. The morning hours offer a unique opportunity to reverse this process because your nervous system is most adaptable as it transitions from the restorative state of sleep to active wakefulness. The neurological youth sequence consists of 5 precise movements performed in order. Begin with gentle neck rotations, 5 slow circles in each direction to stimulate upper cervical circulation. Progress to cat-cow spinal waves, 4 slow movements that pump cerebrospinal fluid throughout the spine. Continue with seated spinal twists, holding each side for 30 seconds to activate lateral neural pathways. Move to standing back extensions, 3 gentle arches to counteract forward posture and stimulate posterior neural networks. Finish with heel-to-toe walking, 10 steps forward and backward to challenge balance systems and activate proprioceptive pathways. Each movement must be performed slowly and mindfully, focusing on the sensation of neural activation rather than stretching muscles. The sequence should take 5 to 7 minutes total, and must be completed before eating breakfast, as digestion diverts energy from neurological processes. This isn't exercise, it's neurological maintenance that keeps your nervous system functioning decades younger than your chronological age. The neurological benefits manifest quickly and, well, they compound over time. Within just a few days, most people notice improved balance, sharper reflexes, and better coordination. Within a few weeks, many report enhanced mental clarity, faster processing speed, and improved memory function. Long-term practitioners often maintain neurological function that's honestly comparable to people 20 to 30 years younger. Your nervous system's youth potential is simply waiting for tomorrow morning's activation, so don't let another day pass with neurological stagnation. The protein you consume in the first hour after waking really determines whether your body builds new healthy cells or, cannibalizes existing muscle tissue for the entire day. This isn't about total protein intake, it's about strategic timing that works with your body's natural protein synthesis rhythms. Research from the University of Arkansas reveals that consuming 30 to 35 grams of high-quality protein within 60 minutes of waking triggers anabolic pathways that can maintain muscle mass and cellular integrity well into your hundreds. Centenarian communities worldwide, often unknowingly, practice optimal protein timing through traditional breakfast patterns that prioritize complete proteins over carbohydrates. In Sardinia, shepherds begin their day with fresh sheep's milk, cheese and eggs. In Okinawa, residents traditionally eat fish and tofu. In Costa Rica's Nicoya Peninsula, they start with beans and eggs. This isn't just cultural coincidence, it's evolutionary wisdom that truly supports longevity at the cellular level. Stamatis Mauritus, who famously returned to Icaria at age 66 with terminal cancer and lived to 102, attributed his recovery partly to his morning protein ritual. Every day for over 30 years he consumed 2 eggs with goat cheese within 30 minutes of waking, followed by his coffee an hour later. When researchers analysed his muscle mass and bone density at age 98, they found measurements comparable to those of healthy 70-year-olds. After age 50, your body develops what's called anabolic resistance, a decreased ability to build and maintain cellular proteins throughout the day. This leads to gradual muscle loss, decreased organ function and, accelerated aging at the cellular level. However, the morning hours represent a metabolic window when your protein synthesis machinery is most responsive to amino acid signals. Missing this window means your body begins breaking down existing proteins to meet its amino acid needs, essentially cannibalizing itself to survive. The longevity protein protocol requires precise timing and composition. Within 45 minutes of completing your spinal movement sequence, consume exactly 30 to 35 grams of complete protein containing all essential amino acids. Optimal sources include 3 whole eggs with 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt, a protein smoothie with 25 grams of whey protein plus 1 tablespoon almond butter, or 4 ounces of wild-caught fish with a 1/4 cup cottage cheese. The protein must be consumed without high glycemic carbohydrates, which can blunt the anabolic response through insulin interference. Small amounts of healthy fats actually enhance protein absorption and utilization. This meal should be followed by a 60 to 90-minute fast before consuming any significant carbohydrates, allowing your body to fully utilize the amino acids for cellular repair and maintenance. Timing this protein intake after your movement sequence is crucial because physical activity increases blood flow to muscles and primes them to utilize amino acids more efficiently. The combination creates a synergistic effect that maximizes protein synthesis and cellular repair throughout the day. The metabolic benefits are both immediate and progressive. Within days, many people report improved energy levels and reduced afternoon fatigue. Within weeks, most notice better recovery from physical activity and improved muscle tone. After months of consistent practice, biomarkers often show increased lean muscle mass, improved bone density and enhanced cellular repair markers. Your cellular building blocks are waiting for tomorrow morning's construction materials. Don't let another day pass with inadequate protein timing. These 5 morning rituals aren't, complex anti-aging protocols or expensive interventions. They're simple biological alignments that work with your body's natural longevity mechanisms rather than against them. The world's longest living people have unknowingly practiced these principles for generations, not because they understood the science, but simply because these practices made them feel vibrantly alive every single day. Your genetic potential for longevity is, honestly, far greater than you've been told. While genetics influence about 1/4 of your lifespan, your daily habits control the remaining 3/4. These morning rituals specifically target the biological pathways that determine not just how long you live, but really how well you live during those extended years. The difference between thriving past 100 and struggling through declining decades often comes down to these crucial first moments of each day. The power of these habits lies in their synergistic effect. Each ritual amplifies the benefits of the others, creating a cascade of cellular optimization that compounds over years and decades. The cellular hydration enhances the hormonal synchronization, which improves the breathing benefits, which amplifies the neurological activation, which in turn maximizes the protein utilization. Together they create a comprehensive longevity protocol that addresses aging right at its fundamental biological level. Starting tomorrow morning, you have the opportunity to activate the same longevity pathways that have allowed centenarians worldwide to thrive well past 100. These aren't theoretical concepts or future possibilities. They're practical tools you can implement immediately to begin reversing your biological age and extending your health span. So, which of these 5 rituals will you begin with tomorrow morning? Your journey to exceptional longevity starts with your next sunrise. If this resonates with you, I'd love to know which morning ritual you found most compelling. Drop a comment below and let me know which one you're going to try first. And if you're serious about implementing all 5 habits, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I'll be sharing the specific weekly progression plan that makes adopting these rituals effortless and sustainable. Your future centenarian self is counting on the decision you make right